What is up? Welcome to the show. Heading into week three, into these Sunday games here. And yeah, how y'all doing with your squads? I mean, I've got a couple squads doing bad, a couple squads doing good. But yeah, heading into week three, looking for some production from some players, hoping from some production from some players that we haven't seen really production from yet. Got some good games this week. A whole nother Deshaun Watson situation, of course, that's going on. We've got my Vikings, my division leading Vikings against the Texans, against CJ Stroud, Diggs, Nico, who's been a beast, solidifying himself in the top 10 wide receivers. Emil, what's up, Emil? What's good, man? Mark, what up, Mark? What's going on with y'all squads? What you got coming into week three here? Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin is decent. I mean, you can't expect like top 5 production, but he's gonna be decent for you. Like if you don't have a tight end and you're just trying to stream one, like I'm good with it. As long as you're strong at all the other positions, like then you're good. Xavier, what up, Xavier? What's good, man? But yeah, what start sits y'all got? What trade questions y'all got as we go into tomorrow? Same old Mark, just putting some time in tonight, answering some questions. Before the games tomorrow, I won't be able to get on in the morning. We're usually on Sunday morning before the games for a little bit answering questions, but I won't be able to get on tomorrow. So we are usually here Saturday night. Hammer's not in the building. It's just me tonight. I have Evan Ingram. Dude can't be trusted. Yeah, I mean that's fine. If you got to fill in Conklin until Ingram is healthy, like I'm good with that. That's a fine replacement. Mark said, "Who should buy lows and sell highs?" Well, Amari Cooper is interesting. He's dropped a few balls. Talks about him being traded possibly, but he is getting targets. Like he's just not connecting on him. So I think Amari is an interesting like buy low trade target if you need to shake things up. You know, if things aren't going your way. Maybe you need to shake something up. Like Amari's interesting. George Pickens is another one. I mean, he hasn't done relatively well so far, but iDubbbz, what up, iDubbbz? Kevin in the house, what up, Kev? What's good, y'all? What y'all got going on? What's going on with the squads? Who's the 2 and 0? Who's 2 and 0 out there? Who's 0 and 2? And what players do you have? I think Jamar Chase is a good buy right now. I think people are very low on Jamar Chase at the moment. People are even a little bit low on Amon-Ra St. Brown for whatever reason, just because JMO has kind of been getting a lot. He's been getting some work. So Tank Dell and Dynasty for sure. I'm definitely good buying low on Tank Dell and Dynasty. I'm currently trying to acquire him in a few leagues if I can get him for cheap enough. In redraft, yeah, I mean you could throw him in there if you can get him in a trade. I wouldn't like actively be trying to buy him though, depending how deep your league is, right? In a 12 team redraft, one PPR, one QB, two wide receivers, two RBs, and two flex. I appreciate the breakdown of the format because that obviously helps a lot going into the answers. Give Jamar Chase, get Ayuk, Achan. My wide receivers are AJ Brown, Nico, Rashid, Demarcus Robinson, Arby's, JT, Sharps, and Spears. All right, so we can start four wide receivers. You've got AJ Brown, you've got Nico, you've got Rashid. AJ Brown a little hobbled at the moment, but you're giving up Jamar Chase for Ayuk and Achan. I mean, Achan's been awesome. Um, if you can believe in him and hope that he doesn't get injured. Ayuk's been okay, but he should be better. If you had to split Jamar Chase, I'm okay with it. I mean, it looks like you do need another running back. I mean, that would be nice if you can do, Achan with JT. And you do have AJ Brown. Nico's playing well. Rashid's playing well. So you can afford the drop down from Chase to Ayuk just based on your other wide receiver. So yeah, I'm okay with that trade. I'm okay with it. Buy low on Laporta. Yeah, for sure. People are scared on Laporta now too. I mean, it hasn't been great so far. He hasn't been getting the targets that we want, especially for being drafted so high. I think that's the biggest thing with Laporta. QB is Hurts, and you've been streaming tight end. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Mark said top five dynasty players right now. I mean, if you're talking super flex, it's obviously the top QBs, which are the Josh Allen's, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, maybe C.J. Stroud, Lamar, whoever you want to mix up in there. If you're talking just other positions, wide receivers, of course, you've got your JJ's, CD Lambs, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You can kind of mix that up however you want. No argument for me there. But you got your Marvin Harrisons and your neighbors. These guys have moved drastically up the dynasty wide receiver rankings. Patrick, what's up, Patrick? PPR, flex, Higgins, Waddle, or Akers. Leaning Higgins, but should I pick up Yoshivas as a safety option or just stash Downs? No, I'd pick up Yosivas as a safety option. I mean, Downs is interesting, but not enough to keep him instead of Yoshivas, just in case Higgins does not play. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Akers is interesting, but the Vikings defense has been surprisingly good so far. And I don't love Akers. I mean, are they gonna feed him like a are they gonna feed him like a workhorse? I mean, that's the biggest thing. I don't know if they necessarily do, and I don't really need to take that chance. Just give me the guy in the best offense with the best quarterback, which is Higgins or would be Yoshivas. So yeah. Jamie, what up, Jamie? What's good? You got a question in a dynasty league? All right, what you got, Jamie? What you got? I've been making some trades as well. I bought CD. I sold Mason in a few leagues. Charbonnet over Ford this week? That's a good question because Ford was, I don't know, that was like just interesting how all of a sudden they started giving Foreman like a ton of work. Was that because they were up a little bit in the second half of that game? Like, I don't know, but Jerome Ford's been very efficient with his touches last game. I mean, 7 carries for 64 yards. That's over 9 yards a clip. He got the receiving work in the first game, when they were down playing when they were playing Dallas. So what's going to happen this week against the Giants? Are we going to see him actually play over 50% of snaps because he didn't last week? So Ford is, yeah, that's a little worrisome. And then I mean, Kenneth Walker's doubtful, so if he doesn't play, I'm okay with playing Charbonnet over just because we know Sharps is going to get a ton of the work. So yeah, I would go Sharps. I mean, they're playing Miami, right? I mean, there's no Tua, so they could be up and Sharps could get some work. But I keep Higgins on my bench this week. Starters are Devonta, Godwin, Metcalf, Flex, Worthy, and Pickens. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe make the argument over Worthy because he's probably going to be like hit or miss. But I mean, I'm okay with playing Higgins on the bench coming back from injury. Just not, I mean, you know how he does usually is he'll come back and then all of a sudden be hurt again in the first quarter, and you wind up getting a zero. So if you want to play Worthy, let me see what Worthy did last game real quick. I mean, 2 catches of 4 targets for 17 yards. If you want to just play it, yeah, I mean, the thing is, Worthy is just hit or miss. He's going to have a very low floor, but he's got a high ceiling, right? As we saw in week 1 and as we saw in week 2. So, if you're just going for want to take the chance, go with Worthy. Otherwise, I just play Higgins. Just hoping Higgins is damn healthy. I mean, it says he's good to go, but nowhere to snap count or anything. So, I mean, they're playing Washington too. I'm okay with playing T. They feel about the tight end position so far underwhelming for me. I mean, everything's been a little bit underwhelming so far, to be honest. But tight ends, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited about McBride. Very excited about McBride and Brock Bowers. Like those have kind of been the only guys that have really been really good so far. But I think as the season goes on, we'll start seeing some more, of course, tight end scoring. I mean, a lot of these guys like didn't play in the preseason really, or not enough. So I think as we get going here, especially with the way that like JMO's playing right now, you might start to see them take away a little bit, and then all of a sudden Laporta starts getting involved more. So 16 team Superflex start 11, two tight end premium gave Deshaun Watson Kittle his 25 first back, Dalton and Winston. Got Love it. I feel like I got bailed from Watson. Now my QBs are Hurts and Love. Okay, yeah, I like that. And just to know, was that the first that you gave to that guy that you gave back to him, his first? Is that team good? Like, gee, I'm good with that. That would cost you Watson, Kittle, and at first you get Jordan Love. Dalton and Winston don't necessarily matter much. So yeah, I'm good with that. I like it. And it's a 16 team super flex. So yeah, I like that even more. I like that even more. But yeah, now you're set there. I saw Dobbins in my mid to late second to early to mid first. Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. I mean, it's hard to trust these running backs. I mean, Dobbins is playing great, but how long is that going to last? I agree. Have Sharp at RB 15 this week, Ford at 22. Yeah. Also, trying to sell Laporta, but no avail. Okay. Try to give Laporta for JSN and a 25 first, Laporta and a second for Nico. Nothing. Just going to hold, I guess. Any advice? Yeah. That's a tough part about just tight ends in general, especially in Dynasty. Even with like tight end premiums, people don't respect the tight end as far as trying to like cross over to wide receiver or even running back or quarterback. Like people just don't care about the tight end. And that's what I've found. And he also hasn't produced. So that's another reason why. If he was producing, then, it might be a different story. You might be able to get someone to bite for, but for right now, as he's not producing, it's going to be hard to move. So yeah, just hold for now. I mean, there's no rush to sell him. He's going to have big games. So, wait for those times to happen. And then you could start trying to go at that again. And JSN just had an awesome game. So it's not necessarily the greatest time to try and buy into that. So being that not the greatest time to buy into JSN or I mean or even sell JSN and then Laporta too, that's gonna be rough. So just hold out for now. Wait for the right time. That's all. It's always about waiting for those pockets in time, right? So Should I give Laporta for 225 first or hold at that price? I mean, do you have any other tight ends on that roster? And what's your team situation? I mean, why are we trying to give up Laporta in the first place in the 2.0 tight end premium? I mean, you got your tight end. I mean, you got your quarterbacks, which is nice. I mean, Nico's been playing out of this world, so it's hard to buy Nico right now too. We need to buy in like in the bad weeks or when they're injured. So I don't know whether to tell you to hold or not because I'm not sure what your team situation is. Are you able to compete? Like, do you have to rebuild? Like, you got the quarterbacks in place, which is good in a 16 team. It is a start 11, so I am okay with breaking down guys to get the extra starter. Yeah, Watson, Darnold, or Carr. I mean, Carr's been awesome. It's hard not to play Carr right now. You know, the guy is what QB? It's a top 5 QB at the moment. I mean, he's playing Philly. I mean, Watson against the Giants is interesting. Watson wasn't that bad last week. I mean, he hasn't looked great, but he put up like decent fantasy points even for not looking good. I mean, should be 14 on the season, so um you're probably better off playing Darnold or Carr for sure. Especially they've been, they got the hot hand. Houston can score, right? They've got wide receivers. I mean, Viking defense has been pretty good, but it's either Carr or Darnold for me. And I mean, against Philly, they're gonna have to score points, right? I mean, I'm okay rolling with Carr or Darnold. I'd play Carr just because he's got the hot hand right now. Ruckus, what up, brother? What's good, man? Andre, what's up, bro? What's good, my guys? How can I expect to receive? What can I expect to receive in a trade for Mason? In Dynasty, I mean, in redraft, you're just gonna have to find a team that needs a running back. The biggest issue is like we don't know how long CMC is really gonna be out. If you're talking Dynasty, it's a second round pick in some kind of not Dynasty. Okay. So yeah, in redraft, I mean, it depends who needs a running back. What are they going to be willing to pay? Maybe the CMC owner is probably the guy that you should attack and see what he has that he might want to give up. Maybe it's a wide receiver. Maybe it's another running back, a tight end. Yeah, your main option is to sell it to the CMC owner. Most of the other teams are going to have running backs already, unless there's some injuries that are happening to other teams' running backs. So like the best bet is to find the Christian McCaffrey owner, and like you're not gonna probably won't get crazy much. I mean, it depends. Let's see. Can you get like a DK maybe, right? Maybe any kind of like wide receiver two. I don't think you're getting a wide receiver one for him, but probably any wide receiver two. Jamie, appreciate you, Jamie. Hit that like, guys. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Throw your questions in the chat. I will get to everybody. I'm missing some on Instagram. My bad, y'all. Tank or Waddle this week. We'll go with Tank. Football guy, what up, brother? Damn, I missed it. Should you cut Jacoby Brissett? No, we should not cut Jacoby Brissett in Dynasty. You're just holding him. Trade him for any third, fourth round pick if you have him. Just get something out of it. Go Bills. What's up, bro? Caps, what up, Caps? Monty for Flowers. Yeah, I'm okay with that either way. If you need a running back or even if you need a wide receiver, I'm good with that. What games am I excited to watch tomorrow? Let's see. I mean, Bears Colts. I mean, you got Caleb, you got A Rich. That's going to be exciting. Vikings Texans, because I'm a Vikings fan, obviously, but the Texans and that offense. Um, what else? I mean, Eagles Saints. I mean, the Saints have been on fire. Listen, they've just been awesome offensively so far. Does that continue? What else? Ravens Cowboys. That's going to be another good one. Lions Cardinals. We get to see that offense. We get to see Marv. Chiefs Falcons. We get to see that whole offense. We get to see the Chiefs. I mean, there's actually a lot of good games that are on tomorrow. What up, Caddy? Ayuk at Rams or Devonta at New Orleans? Full PPR start one. I mean, I think is AJ Brown still out right now? Yeah, he's ruled out for Sunday already. So yeah, give me some Devon. I mean, you could say the same with Ayuk, I guess, without Debo. And they are playing the Rams, so yeah, that's a tough one. I'll probably still go Devonta. Just because Ayuk hasn't really done much so far. Maybe this week is that breakout game. But I mean, Devonta's been, 8 targets and 10 targets, 7 catches in both of those games. Less than 100 yards, but a touchdown. Like he's just been solid. So I'm gonna roll with Devonta. Albert, what's up, Albert? What's good, my man? To answer that question, is 16 team. It's a 6 point per passing TD. Good. That's good. I'm rebuilding. My other tight end is Joku. Okay. Okay. My only question would be because it's a two tight end premium, 2.0 tight end premium, because it's a 16 team, can you get even more for Laporta than the two first? Or is that like a deal that's on the table? We buy homes near you. What's good? Non PPR start two. Travis Etienne, Monty, and Pollard. I know Spears is a little banged up. Let me see what they're playing. So Pollard's going against the Ravens. Where's the Jags at? Jags got the Bills. I think I definitely want to play ETN, I think. I mean, he's had a touchdown in both games. I know he was a little bit banged up though too. Monty's been shit. Monty's been solid as well. He's going to Arizona, and then you got Pollard, who's been pretty good as well. He's getting the work, but that offense is just not that good. You might go with Etienne and Monty, but that's a tough one to choose from, man. Shit. Maybe you go with Pollard just for the upside of the touches. Like, cause I think Monty is safe, but I think Etienne and Pollard just have more upside. So maybe I think I go with Etienne and Pollard. I think I'll roll that way. Jamie says start two Higgins, Pittman, and Reed. I mean, Pittman's been getting targets, but he just hasn't been able to really do much with him. Jaden Reed, I mean, with Malik Willis as quarterback, that's the tough part. I mean, if Jordan Love plays, then that makes it interesting. I know Pittman's been just a disappointment so far, but I might go Higgins and Pittman just based on. I mean, Chicago defense has been good though too, but it could just be one bomb that Pittman catches. Like that's the other thing too. I think I'm still gonna go Higgins Pittman. I mean, there's just too many Green Bay wide receivers, and if Malik Willis is playing, it's I think the upside is capped. So give me Higgins and Pittman. 10 teams start 11. PPR pick one flex. Dell, JSN, and Pollard. I'm going JSN. You can't not go JSN after last week, man. It's got to be JSN. They said, "Are you selling Kyron?" We've been selling Kyron for like a year now. But I mean, they don't have the wide receivers, so does the defense key in on Kyron? I mean, and he's already an injury prone kind of guy. He's been injured before. Anytime he's kind of given that full workload, so that's the tough part about Kyron. But yeah, I would be selling Kyron. Give me somebody I can be a little bit more comfortable with, or can I cross position to wide receiver? Because I mean, you took Kyron relatively early, so Bozo Bob Wart, what's up? Start two: Jordan Whittington, Christian Kirk, and Pittman. Just go with Kirk and Pittman. I mean, Whittington could be very, very interesting, but until we really see it, I think I'm just gonna roll with Kirk and Pittman. It's very interesting though, Whitman. If I, God man, it's a tough one. He is going against San Fran too, so I'll take Kirk and Pittman. I'm okay with missing the Whittington game if he has one. Not that Kirk's been good at all, but hopefully Kirk can bounce back a little bit. What kind of RB should I try and get with Kyron? I mean, anybody in that range, really. That's a tough part. Going from RB to RB, like you're gonna have to find somebody that's not really liking kind of the production that their guy's putting up. Unless you make it a bigger trade with maybe there's a wide receiver in there and you're just swapping running backs. You know, because with this offense, without those wide receivers, like how often are they going to be even down at the goal line? How many chances is he going to get to score touchdowns? Aaron needs 45 to 47 carries to reach 100 yards. He ain't scoring a TD every week. Yep, very true. If he does, Kyron will be a solid RB20. Yeah, that's the tough part about it. 25 worst offensive line. Yeah. Brian, what up, Brian? PPR better stack. Carr with Olave, Burrow with Higgins. Thanks, man. I mean, I believe in Joe Burrow more than I do David Carr, but Carr has been like so good right now, and Olave hasn't really been the benefit of that because they've been leading. They've been playing so good offensively. Like Olave hasn't had to be involved as much. Bengals are still a little sluggish. They don't look great. I mean, Burrow looked way better last game. Higgins says he's healthy, so like it's tough because Burrow hasn't played great. But on the other hand, Olave hasn't played, great necessarily either. So I want to say Burrow and Higgins, but they haven't played. Well, Higgins hasn't played. Burrow hasn't played with Higgins, so they are playing the Eagles. Eagles can score as well. The Bengals are playing the Commanders, right? Do they get back on track? They're 0-2. I'm gonna say Carr with Olave just because Carr's been on fire. Oh, I can't trust Carr, man. I want to say Carr and Olave, and Olave is the number one there, where Higgins is more of the number two. I do expect a big game from Chase, so let me go with Carr and Olave. I'm 0-2. Don't want to hit the panic button. I have Carr on the bench. Want to start him, but not a fan of Olave. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough, man. Oh, this is your 8 man. I have 4 really good receivers, but can only start 3. Which position should I try and upgrade the most? Allen. There's not really upgrade from Allen. Kyron, Jacobs, Henry. Wide receivers are Chase, Rushy, Devonta, Ayuk. You got Goddard and you got Joku. I mean, you're kind of fine. You're kind of fine everywhere. Just Chase hasn't been that good. But if he does, like, you'd be in great position. Devonta's been great. Rasheed's been great. Can you do Ayuk and Devonta, Ayuk and Rashid? Maybe get somebody in the top 10-ish? Or could you trade Ayuk and Goddard or Ayuk and Joku for a better tight end maybe? But I mean, the QBs and the RBs are solid. There's not like crazy much you can do. Maybe like I said, get another running back instead of Kyron if that makes you feel safer. But it's more of a lateral move, and those are hard to do with other teams because they gotta hate their running back too. I'm betting the Bengals to win the money line this week. No way they start 0-3 when they should be 3-0. I agree. I agree, Jamie. I agree. What Giants and Browns is going to be an interesting game, right? Malik Neighbors just went off. So is he able to continue that against the Browns now? And I think we briefly talked about the Ford situation before. Like, why is all of a sudden Foreman getting a ton of carries, and is that going to continue? So that's going to be interesting to see. Lions Packers. I mean, Love probably misses the game again. We got to stay tuned for that. But and all the wide receivers are kind of iffy. I was thinking of Ayuk and Goddard for Kincaid, but it's a bit too much. I mean, in redraft, it's typically like a 2-for-1 ish, where yeah, you are giving up a little bit more than what you should, but you got no choice really. No one else that he has, I would add. Reed, Goddard, 3 catches, 4 catches. I mean, Kincaid hasn't been really any better. I mean, last game it was good. I mean, 4 catches, but I think he got banged up a little bit. Do we start to see more of that? If you believe in Kincaid and you think he's going to be much better, especially down the stretch of the season, then yeah, I would do that. But when you're just looking at the fantasy points as of right now and what's happening, like Goddard has more points than him and he's being used more. We do have AJ Brown out. Maybe you don't do it this week. Neighbors in a world of hurt this week. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, hopefully he does. I mean, that's what he did last week. Route running, separation, good off the line. Yeah, I mean, if so far there's, I mean, a minimal difference, slightly in Goddard's favor over Kincaid. So, I don't know. I don't think like Ayuk is the difference between them. Like, except right now, anyway. My bad. I missed some over on Instagram here. Gus or Steele at flex. I mean, I'm interested to see like, how they disperse these running backs for the Chiefs. Like, that's going to be. I'm not sure what they're going to do. And then you got Gus, who last week had 18 carries, but really did jack with them. They are playing Pittsburgh. I mean, I guess I'll go with. I guess I'll go with Steele. I guess. But it's hard because like Gus is getting work. I don't know what's happening with Steele. But I'll go with Steele. I mean, there's not a ton of upside with Gus. Start two: Cam Akers, Singletary, Warren, or Zamir White. Cam Akers, Singletary, Warren, or Zamir White. Want to say White for the upside. Like coach said they're trying to get him 20 touches. Akers, I mean, the Vikings defense has been pretty good. I'll go with Zamir White. I'll take the chance there. I mean, Singletary will be solid. But they are going against that good defense. Warren will give you decent points. Give me Zamir White there. Waiting, Christian Kirk or Pittman. My bad, Caleb. We actually answered that here. Trade Stevenson and Darnold for JMO and a draft pick. What draft pick? I'm guessing it's super flex because Sam Darnold is in the trade, and that's why you're looking for a plus on top of JMO. But yeah, I'm good with trading a running back and a quarterback who maybe this is the one season that he plays. We're not sure what's going to happen next year. And you get JMO and you get a pick. I like that, Brett. But let me know. CD or Tank Dell? I mean, of course we're playing CD. Come on, man. Rich, what up, Rich? Trade London for Devonta Smith. Mm, I don't know if I want to do that. Devonta Smith's been awesome. I think he's probably safer, I would say. The floor for London is a lot lower than what it is for Devonta Smith. So it really just depends how you feel. If you want to go safer or you want to go with the upside. Is Nick Bosa playing? I have no idea. I'll look up real quick. Says he's questionable, so rib injury. We'll see what happens. Sea Dog, what up, Sea Dog? Moss or Ford? I'm gonna go with Moss. Just, I mean, better offense. Obviously, last week he didn't play that well. I mean, Ford's played well, but it is a little scary what happened last week with like the touches. Like I don't understand. But they are going against the Giants. I mean, but then Ford's going against Washington, so we'll go with Zach Moss by like a hair. Niners, Raiders, or Bills defense. All right. Niners got the Rams. That seems like a good way to go, especially without their top wide receivers. Raiders are man, they're okay. I mean, I know they're going against an old quarterback, but I probably feel safer with just the Niners. And Bills against Jags. We'll just roll with the Niners there. Ford versus the Giants or Monty versus Arizona. I mean, Monty's good for like a tutty. Like he's very safe, but that's hard. I'll probably still go with Ford just by a little. Jacobs or Henry. Damn, why do you have to choose between that? Tennessee's just not that good. I'll go Jacobs just by the chance that Dallas is up and they don't need to run Henry. But yeah, throw the rest of the questions y'all got in the chat. Any trade questions you can throw in there as well. Dynasty questions you can throw in there as well. Just be specific as far as if it's dynasty or redraft. Let me know the format because that is extremely important when discussing trades in dynasty. Let me grab my water. Deontay Johnson or Johnson from the Rams this week, full PPR. That's a good question because Johnson is interesting. Deontay, I mean, not so much. Can he play a little bit better with the change of quarterback? Being a veteran, possibly. Possibly. That's tough. But I like Deontay. But you know how Stafford could kind of link in on his target. So let's go Johnson from the Rams for now. I mean, I still got to set all my lineups tonight. I still got to go through all of my guys, make sure everything is set for tomorrow. Hopefully, Keon Coleman doesn't give us another donut because it's hard to not play him, but he cannot give us these damn donuts. Hopefully, Herbert is okay to play too. They're talking about that he was hurting a little bit. Deontay or Ridley. Damn, I'll just play Ridley. Ridley looked good last week. But hard to trust Deontay, so you got to go Ridley there. I'm starting Thielen tomorrow. Damn, Sam. Okay, I feel you. How deep is that league? You got to start. You got to start Thielen. That's got to be rough. Pull up her. Optimistic Justin Herbert will play on Sunday, so it looks like he will be available. I mean, against a good Pittsburgh defense. But yeah, it's hard. You can't really start Deontay yet. Like unless you're in a pinch and you have to. Like I'm probably not gonna start him unless I really have to. Until I see it. It's hard to waste. Not that deep, but it's 12, man. Traded Terry McLaurin for Sharps last week because you're a Ken Walker owner. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, Terry hasn't really done much at all. I also just am preferring to bench Keon Coleman this week because of his 0. I mean, true, but to be fair, like, Keon Coleman didn't have to do anything. Like, he didn't have to do much. I mean, Cook basically did everything. I mean, Josh Allen only threw the ball 19 times. I mean, 13 completions. Like, he didn't even have a great game because he really didn't need to. So I don't think it was necessarily Keon Coleman's fault, but I'm not playing Thielen over Coleman. I don't think. There's no way I'm playing Thielen over Coleman. Like, sometimes you just got to live with it, but when you look deeper into it, there's a reason why he had a 0. There's a reason why Josh Allen only scored like 11 fantasy points, depending on the format and for the QBs. But I am the Josh Allen owner. Okay, yeah. So I mean, even in that case, it's better. Like, you have the little stack, and you can keep Coleman at. You just play him every single week. You play him in your flex, and you just leave it there, and you just live with the results. Lost by 1.2. Yeah, I mean, listen. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. You know. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. Thielen scored 4 points, so yeah. I mean, on 3 targets, like, that's not gonna cut it. Vegas Panthers feels like it could be an ugly game with some decent box score numbers. It could be, or it could just be a horrible game because both teams suck, and and the defenses are just winning. So just play Coleman every single week. You don't really have a choice there. Capture the war, just live with the results. Shakir, baby, I feel you, Caps. Yeah, Shakir's been doing his thing, man. Shakir's been doing his thing, but yeah, don't make the mistake and play Thielen over Coleman. All it takes is one Josh Allen roll out of the pocket, and Keon Coleman's wide open and walks into a touchdown. I mean, the Panthers. I mean, you have to pray for a touchdown, even though they're going against Vegas. So. Start three: Shakir, Brian Thomas, Christian Kirk, Demarcus Robinson, Terry McLaurin. Wife took over a broken Dynasty IDP team in our league, PPR. Well, that's cool. Um, Start three: Shakir, Thomas, Kirk, D. Robinson, Terry McLaurin. It's for sure Brian Thomas, and it's for sure Shakir. The other ones where we start the Christian Kirk has been horrible. I mean, Robinson, there's nobody else really there. Could Stafford key in on him? Terry McLaurin has been decent. Like, he got some good targets last game, had some good catches, but everything was just short around the line of scrimmage. So there's not like a ton of upside there with Terry, it feels like. And he could break out at any point, but I might go with Shakir, Brian Thomas, and Demarcus Robinson here. I think those are the 3 I'm gonna go with. Brian Thomas has just looked good. He's been making at least big catches. Kirk has done squat, and Shakir. So Shakir, Thomas, and Robinson. We'll roll with that. I seen a crazy trade. What's your thoughts? Debo, wide receiver 11, only missing 1 to 2 weeks for Mooney and Javante Williams. Is that redraft? Got Debo there. Uh, Debo for Mooney and Javante. Yeah, I'll probably just roll with the upside with Debo. I mean, Mooney will be solid at least. I mean, most wide receiver twos are with with Kirk Cousins. So, but yeah, I'll just take the upside with Debo. I don't think Mooney has that kind of upside. Sending Mason a CMC owner for Higgins too low? No, not necessarily. Higgins is a good buy low. I mean, he hasn't played. He's been hurt, so he's not. That manager's not really missing much right now, especially after the first 2 weeks. They weren't able to play him. So yeah, I mean, and they're probably panicking. CMC is out, so Mason at least solves that issue. Mason goes right into their lineup. Where Higgins wasn't in your lineup the first 2 games. So yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think it's too low. I mean, realistically, especially redraft, like what else can you get? What are you really going to get for Mason? It's got to be really just a CMC owner. What on another podcast said I was tripping on this. I offered him Madison, RB2E. Who's RB2E? Am I bugging? RB2 and Elijah Moore, wide receiver. Oh, you're saying what running back number? Okay, Madison, Elijah Moore for McLaurin. Madison and Elijah Moore for McLaurin. I mean, it's ugly. Like all those players are ugly, but I guess he sees as Elijah Moore just doesn't even count. And then Madison is just meh. Like, okay, he's giving me decent production, but why would I give that up for McLaurin? I don't think it's outrageous, but I still would probably want Terry. Yeah, I got you, Jamie 26. But yeah, I'm still definitely taking Terry, and it's not like relatively close. I mean, maybe just in that sense is what he's tripping about. I mean, I wouldn't trip over it, but Theo Darling, what's good, my man? Traded JJ and Jameson for CD and DJ Moore in Dynasty today, contending win or loss. I mean, it's kind of lateral. I mean, JJ and CD are basically the same. DJ Moore, Jameson. I mean, DJ Moore just hasn't shown us yet with Caleb, but I mean, JMO's been awesome so far. Like he's a good sell high right now. When does Sam Laporta come back to earth? But I mean, I have DJ Moore slightly above JMO, so it's just a lateral trade. Like I don't think it's a win or a loss. I think it's just lateral. Maybe you like CD better and DJ Moore better than JJ and Jameson. So I mean, I like DJ Moore slightly better than I do Jameson, slightly. Mainly just because Jameson is kind of the fourth option, really, fifth option if you count Gibbs. I guess, right? Fourth, fifth option. So Mm. between Gibbs, Abinra, Laporte. Okay, fourth option. My bad. I'm bugging. So fourth option there, where DJ Moore is at second option. So third option. I mean, at worst. But we are talking dynasty, so we're talking more of the future. Keenan Allen ain't going to be there forever. So at worst, second, where it's a little bit rougher for JMO. So I'm good with the CD side. I'm also okay with the JJ side, but you're good there. I like the trade, especially if you like CD more and you think he might have some more upside with the quarterback situation, and then more comfortable with DJ Moore. Trying to sell JMO. I get it. I like it, Theo. His thought process is what would he give up? Why would he give up the wide receiver 65? I mean, I know, but you know how it is. People are more, Terry McLaurin is a name, that's a name that people know. And so it's more than just wide receiver 65, It's just that he's got that name. And Madison and Elijah Moore, not really. But yeah, guys, throw any last questions you've got in the chat as I get out of here in the next couple minutes. Hang around, answer the rest of the questions we got here. And I will throw the Discord in the chat. For those that are not in the Discord, you can join the Discord. It is absolutely free. We talk mainly Dynasty on that channel, but we do have like a start sit section. So for redraft, you can throw your start sit questions in there. And we also have a redraft trade section where you can put any of your redraft trades in. All right, guys, I'm about to get up out of here. If you got any last question, throw it in there quick before I hop off. I'll give y'all another minute. And otherwise, good luck in your week 3 matchups. Let me know what happens next week. We will be back Tuesday night for the Dynasty show, 10 Eastern, where we still answer redraft questions. We still do start sit questions, but we try and focus a little bit more on Dynasty on Tuesday nights. Appreciate you, Sam. Good luck. Good luck to all y'all. We get up out of here.